Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Oh, the video games will unearth. We're still in the beginning of September 1982, last playing in the arcade in Japan, Mermaid. And the style of this game, the way this looks and sounds, is like what the future of arcade games are going to start looking like. And we first saw this with Crazy Climber. It almost makes me a little sad because it doesn't have the look and feel or the sound of the classic age of arcade games. So sadly, we gotta press forward and keep going to our next game. We're going to the United Kingdom on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. This is Meteor Storm. Meteor Storm, not to be confused with Meteor Storm by Softside Magazine in 1980 on the Apple II, Atari home computer, and the TRS-80. It's also not the same Meteor Storm that we saw on the Atari home computer in August of 1981, and that's so far the best Lunar Rescue variant you could play so far. It's also not the same Meteor Storm that was on the ZX80, that's on the ZX81. And later in 1983, it's not the Meteor Storm by Melbourne House for the ZX Spectrum. All right, is everyone still with me? There's too many Meteor Storms. This one runs on 16K on your ZX Spectrum. You can see right here, the front of the box is, we're going to be in space shooting things. Hey, you know what? It actually looks like asteroids because it's asteroids on the front of the box. So here, the cassette case, you flip it on the back, it's arcade action. It features speech. That's right, speech for the ZX Spectrum. 3 types of meteors, 2 different saucers, a bonus ship, left, right, thrust, fire, hyperspace. Sounds like asteroids. Explosions, high score, table. Just throwing all kinds of things out there to sell Meteor Storm. So this one is the Quicksilver Meteor Storm. No problem. Whether you're fashionably late for the live show or not, we are so glad to have you. So besides that, we also have the cassette tape we're going to pop in and play, and also hear those sweet audio sounds with an example of the screenshot. And here's the manual or the inside sleeve for Meteor Storm by Quicksilver. So this one is the asteroid variant that we've already seen about 30 different asteroid variants, or over 30 variants of asteroids so far here on the show. And Meteor Storm is just another one, but take a look at the inside sleeve. They go all out with the lore. An excerpt from the Book of Feluvian Empire. Meteor alert, the speaker grill grates into the command deck of the Thalcian spacer, forcing me to look up in the twinkle of lights on the console in front of me. I curse under my breath. My calculations are almost complete. I check the scanner. There's something not right about the formation of the meteors. Fear creeps over my body like a balconing slimer. That Meteor Storm is being driven at me, and it goes on. This is what I'm talking about. This is even better than inside of the manual for Atari, Atari's Asteroids when it came to the VCS. This is epic. And we're just going to see a few things on the screen. Just bear in mind, all this was written for Meteor Storm. So someone at Quicksilver hired someone to write all this out. And it really has nothing to do, it's just a backstory of what's happening. We're just going to be flying around shooting a bunch of meteors. I'm sure it is. So for other versions, yeah, we can see this is also a hack by St. Petersburg later on. We're going to pop in the very first one, Meteor Storm by John Hollis of Quicksilver, the beginning of September 1982. Yes, lore. There we go, QS, 1982. So this is the 19th asteroid variant we've seen on home computers. Some of the best ones so far have been Asteroids, the official release on the Atari home computer, and then Astro Warriors on the Atari home computer. That was really fun. And then Supernova was an excellent one on the TRS-80. And then on the ZX81, we had QS Asteroids, also by Quicksilver. But this one doesn't look like it. Sometimes we see a ZX81 game, and then they just add some color and some sound and call it a ZX Spectrum game. But this is not the case. This is the very first asteroid variant. No way, they just talked to us. This is the first time you could play asteroids or anything like asteroids on your ZX Spectrum. So I didn't begin the game, but I heard something talk. Did anyone pick up what it was? It was extremely garbled. Oh, is that what it says? Meteor alert, meteor alert? That is so cool. All right, so let's go in the game. We're going to push S to start. I think they gave us the rundown. Meteor alert, awesome. So this is using the cursor keys on your ZX Spectrum. I can move the ship up, down, left, and right. Oh gosh, yeah. So whenever you want to move around, you have a button to move left, or a button to turn left, a button to turn right, a button to thrust forward, and then I tried to do it, but it wasn't fast enough. If you notice how choppy it is, it takes a while to get used to. You've reached one of today's highest scores. Oh, I thought they were going to give us lore with all the text. Please enter your initials, use left and right. Oh, we can use the... No way. You can use the cursor keys like you're in the arcade. Check it out. And then push fire. Oh, sweet. So I'm not typing on the ZX Spectrum keyboard. I'm putting this in as if I was in the arcade. Nice touch. That's pretty cool. I know, right? You can kind of make out what it is, but on the ZX Spectrum, I really shouldn't be too keen on making fun of it, because this is the very first time we could hear anything from the ZX Spectrum. The first time talking happened. Yes, and the speaker did sound like it was underwater. So there's the point values for everything. Oh, the tiny UFO is 1,000 points, and you get a bonus ship every 10,000. Very nice. The opening still has charm, like it's an arcade game. So here's our controls. You're going to use the numbers, which is their cursor keys, to rotate left, right. Hyperspace is down, and then thrust, and then fire is 0, which is usual. And then H is hold, which I think is to pause the game. Meteor alert. The first time we've heard the Spectrum talk, and it said Meteor alert to us. Okay, so let's see if I can get some bearings on the controls. So it's space and it's asteroids, but I only have 45-degree movement. So the movement of the ship isn't as freely flowing, and there's also no gravity or physics. So whenever I'm flying through space, if I want to thrust forward, that's all I get. There's no nuance to stopping. Wow. So it's very, very difficult. Yeah. If you only can turn 45 degrees, it feels like an extremely restricted version of asteroids. Plus, I'm also playing on the very, very spongy ZX Spectrum keyboard. We are going to see later releases where they use the cursor joystick, but this one does not have that. Oh, get in there. Where's my hyperspace? Wait, is that my hyperspace is just me spinning in circles. Well, I've reached another high score, but I didn't even get past the first screen. Oh, really, Richard? Fantastic. After all this asteroid variants we played on home computers, this one it's subpar, because if you did have the ZX Spectrum, though, you would have a lot of enjoyment from this, because it's the only way you could play any kind of asteroids. This is the very first. So cool. Oh, I'm sure there is later on, Curtis, yeah. The talking, though, is awesome. Sounds like it's just coming from the cassette instead of speech synthesis. There's another title we played on the Atari home computer that you had a audio cassette that came with it. How are they getting the ZX Spectrum to talk? I wonder if it's the same way they're getting the sound to come out of the ZX81. Yes, Kun, it is very unfun, yes. Yeah, character-driven, like most of the early Specky games. That's what we got. So there you go, that's Meteor Storm on the ZX Spectrum. Now, if we were rating this against the games you could play only on the ZX Spectrum, it's still very new. I mean, this is the year it came out, in April, and most people didn't even receive the system until months later because of the mail order system. So for Meteor Storm, this is the only time you can play asteroids. If I was rating this for all the games you could play on the ZX Spectrum, I'd actually give it 3.5. For the several titles you could play. But for all the games you could play on a home computer, I still got to go low. Charlie's going 2.5, Barto's 2, Victor's 2 stars as well. Yeah. Someone's saying it was not that bad. Oh yeah, and we haven't seen Sinistar yet. That's a little bit further in the future. But I would say of all the games so far you could play on any home computer across the gamut, yeah, 2.5 is what I'm going to think. 2 or 2.5, somewhere around that range. Because there's other asteroids games you can play, and there's better video games you can play. Plus, it didn't have the joystick, so I'm going to have to actually go 2. It's like a bad title, but the best of the bad of everything you could play so far. All right, so there's Meteor Storm on the ZX Spectrum. Let's see what's next. Yes, here we go. It's Miner 2049er, the very first time it was ported off of the Atari home computer here on the Apple II. Oh, Bounty Bob. He's back again. Originally created by Bill Hogue, and there he is still on the title, even though this is on the Apple II. Very nice. We just saw this last month, and I gave it 5 stars because this is one of the best platformers and one of the best video games you could play right now on a home computer. We flip it over on the back. You have to have a joystick. There it is, Mike. Mike Livesay. And the concept's still by Bill Hogue. Here's some other stuff we have for Miner 2049er. The 5 1/4 floppy disk we're going to pop into our Apple II and play. And of course, it looks pretty grungy. If you did buy this brand new, it would look very shiny. With an example of the screenshot. All right, so for different versions, we have a cracked version by 4AM Crack, another one by Microfun. I'm actually going to play the one from the Waza Day collection. So let's pop in and play a Miner 2049er. This is Livesey Software, or Mike Livesey, at the beginning of September 1982 for the Apple II. There we go, Microfun. So the concept is by Bill Hogue, and the way they did the licensing for this is they just license other people out to make this game. So Big Five Software originally did it, and then they just said, you have the ability, Mike, if you want to make the game. Mike makes the game on the Apple II, and it's a different concept because Bill Hogue wasn't involved in that. But we've seen a sprinkling of companies. It's not the norm at this time that do this kind of a material where they tell other people they can license the game out. Adventure International is another one we saw for games like Rear Guard, where they get other people to do the game for them. And this one is going to be ported in lots of places. All right, so let's go in. We get to select what we're playing on. We're playing on the Apple joystick today, so push A. Hey, we get to do the joystick alignment. All right, center the joystick, got it, left, right, up, and down. And then you can do 1 or 2 players. It is alternate play, so we're just going to do 1 player today. Preparing to enter level 1. Oh, there we go. Bounty Bob is back. And it has Apple symbols. So before we were picking up different food and items in the game, but now we have Apple symbols. It's like Bounty Bob has been sold out. Once you pick up the symbols, you can take care of the enemies. It's like your power-up, similar to the hammer in Donkey Kong or the power pellet in Pac-Man. Let's go up to the top and clear this away. So Bounty Bob isn't just a platformer. It's also kind of the paint the world. Oh, I didn't know you could walk up the edge. I thought that was the edge. Yep, Bounty Bob has fall damage. No, Bounty Bob is not striking back yet. I think is that Volume 2 when we see him strike back? This is just Bounty Bob again. It's not even Bounty Bob the sequel. I really enjoy how the game combines concepts. And it's not just a normal platformer. It also has the levels change what your objective is. How to jump from platform to platform, and they switch up the formula a little bit. I want to see if they do the same here on the Apple II. Okay, be careful on the edge. There you go. Good job, Mr. Bob. I know, there's nothing else, too. And the other one, there was other types of food you could pick up. Now I'm being more careful on the edges. It's all apples here when you play it on the Apple II. Whoa! Epic screen clear! Now we're entering level 2. Oh, and we walked into the enemy right off the bat. Let's go this way. There we go. Get the power up, wipe the enemies out. Now they introduce slides to the platformer, which again is another first. There's elevators here, and we haven't seen elevators, but there's just so many different concepts they put in this. It's awesome. And I think I can go from the top. Yeah, they'll let me slide all the way down from the top. It's awesome. Let's see. See, now you got to be a careful jump there. There it is. Your jump is committed, so make sure you... Oh, we did it. Nice. Just inched by and wanted to see if I could do it. You can take care of him right there. And then I'll save these two when I do the slide down. I think I'm going to do a full slide all the way. So much fun. I know you can tell by the colors that I'm playing on the Apple II. There's no fooling anyone. And I think I have a time limit. Oh, that's right. My score goes down. So the longer you take, you're just going to have your score down. Oh, I missed that slide. I forgot about that one. Oh, no. If you make the jump too long, then you're dead. Part of me blames... I went to the side again. And there you go. Game over. After enough lives, that's it. We were able to put in a code in the Atari version so we could go to any level we wanted. But Bounty Bob is still an excellent Excellent platformer. The big ones it has to compete with right now is Cannonball Blitz and Canyon Climber. There are other ones, but the bigger, best platformers, that's really the most that Bounty Bob's competing with. But as far as all the ones on home computer, he's now got Donkey King, and Donkey King is awesome. I was playing that after the show, and Donkey King's, just imagine the 4th level of Donkey Kong, and we're not going to see that at home for a really long time, and it's already here in 1982. It's amazing. That's true. The enemies don't have as much animation as they did on the Atari. And Bounty Bob, he's still the 2 colors that he was on the Atari home computer. Oh yeah, I'm with you. Donkey King is king. It is a really good platformer. And it is really impressive what they did with the color for the Apple II. All right, so this time I'm going to make that full slide all the way on the end over there. You got to be careful with your jumps. Watch out for the fall damage. Nope. Oh, I can't believe I made it. I thought I was going to slide down that time. Let's see if we can do it again. Yes, got it. All right, nice. Keep going over on this side. It almost feels like when you play, you're having to figure out the puzzle to go around the area the right way. All right, this time I'm not going to chance it. I tried to do a long jump and it didn't work. Bounty Bob can't jump and grab ladders. I got to think, I am Bounty Bob. I don't have the dexterity I used to. All right, here we go. The ultimate slide. All the way down. Get all the pieces. Yes. So much fun. Oh, yes. Okay, good. I thought it was going to count as fall damage. Looks like he can survive a little tumble. Well, I'm still enjoying it, and it does give you the option to do the Atari joystick port or the one I'm playing now, the Apple joystick, but it's still a blast. This is still very, very fun for the Apple II. Preparing to enter level 3. Here we go. We got the elevator, too. Most of the levels look pretty much identical, at least the first 3 I've seen. I'd love to know if this one has the cannon level or the same amount of levels that it had on the Atari. All right, this time let's go here, jump up and get him too. Take him out. All right, good. We don't fall off the side there. And then can I get up on this one? No, can't jump high enough for that platform. Oh, we can make this one, though. And go, go, go. Good job, Bob. All right, go for the gold there, and then let's get this guy up here. Yes. So use those power-ups to help clear the enemies away. Even if his head touches or some of his pixels touch the other enemies, then you take them out. Like, we can get this one, too. All right, now it's smooth sailing. Now we just got to explore the entire mine, or this level, and we are smooth sailing. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to know if they made anything original for this version. Okay, now I have a thought. If I'm going to jump, am I going to die from this one? Oh, I'm definitely going to die from... I'm going to die from that fall. I was trying to do a smaller jump to make it down. And, oh no, and when you die, you lose all the progress. That's right. You gotta draw in all the platforms all over again. Be careful. Let's try it this time. We'll go to the left first. Still haven't died. Looking pretty good. Yeah, that's a good point, Kun. The bonus isn't as harsh. And on the Atari, it was a lot. You had to be really fast with the levels. Because I remember playing on the live show, I was getting 0 points by the time I finished. And here on the Apple, at least, maybe they think you're playing with the keyboard instead of the one of the joysticks. Oh, I shouldn't have dropped down yet. Now I got to go all the way back up there to find... Okay, let's see if we can do this again. I think this is too high here. So the other platform on the other side, I had it right. I just timed the jump wrong. Or no, we use the elevator. Elevator? Anyone? Oh, see, now the joystick's not working for me to go up and down the elevator. Come on, Bounty Bob. Maybe hold the button down? It's... Unless I'm doing something wrong, the pixel isn't working to go up and down. And also the button isn't working either. All I do is jump. Unless I'm at the wrong place. Maybe I got to try a different place on the platform. Oh, that's right. Maybe use the keyboard. Let's try it out. Ready? 2? It is! So you can't do everything with a joystick. Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go level 3. That's it. You have to have the keyboard. But we got it. Make the... Okay, we got that one there. And this means I should have stayed on the elevator because I want to go all the way to the top floor. I got to go all the way back down. I don't think we can call it. Can we call it down here? No. Can we call it here? Huh? 4? 1? No, you got to be in the elevator for it to work. So once you bring the elevator in a certain spot, it's stuck there. Nice. All right, can we get it up? No, we'll just jump across. Yes. Way to go, Bob. Now level 4. Yeah, this is looking really similar to all the levels we've already seen. I'm going to take our time now. Notice how dangerous this is now with platforming. This is also one of the first times on the show that we experienced extreme platforming, something that requires a lot of skill, like this. There we go, nice and easy. Looks like I'm going to have to get one of the apples. It's all apples here on the apple. We'll go here. Can we jump? No, we cannot. Can I jump across? No, you cannot. At least I got one of them. One of the areas painted. Yeah, I mean, look at this level. Then you realize you have to map out a path to make, but that's part of the fun. The challenge of, hey, how do I get this to work and jump the right way? Now, you also can't jump off the ladder. Once I got to the top, there's no way to jump or move off the side. And I thought I could jump from a place to another place, but it looks like I have to platform my way up there. And then the enemy on the far right side, I'm going to have to take the apple in the top right and then use that to drop down and kill the enemy. Oh, but if you fall too far, yeah, so tricky. In a way, though, it's kind of fun to see the fall. Because at this time, there's not a lot of platformers. This still is so fresh. Such a cool idea. Okay, we made that one nice. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, time these right. Because the arc of Bounty Bob's jump is always going to be the same. He always has the same thing. So this time I'm going to go here and then go across here and then back. Got it. So we took out that one. Can we make it here? We can. I don't believe it. Awesome. Go, go, go. And then get the apple symbol here and then go to the top. Awesome. It just feels so rewarding and accomplished. I know we haven't seen Jumpman yet. Most of the platformers, at least before the big ones came out, like Cannonball Blitz and Canyon Climber, the really, really popular, fun ones, everything before that was like the Panic games, Space Panic, Apple Panic, where it was on this view, but there wasn't a lot of jumping. Like, it didn't have the fun. Oh, there we go. And it's game over. Put your initials in again. Look at that, 20,000 points. Man, that's fun. Still a blast. So the other games also that are slightly newer, you know, were Donkey King and then Fast Eddie that we just saw. But other than that, this is still an exceptional game. For all the games you can be playing on a home computer, I'm still going to go way up there. It's still one of the best. Would you knock it down a little bit because it's not the original on the Atari? Or would you say that's the same? This is still up there as one of the best platformers and one of the best video games you can play across all the home computers. I love Miner 2049er. Kunz going 4.5, Charlie 4.5. Yeah. And then the Steve's Transparent Bob. Nice. Yeah, I'm still going to go the same. This one is cream of the crop. One of the best games you could play right now. It is so much fun. The variety number of levels, too. This has more content than a lot of the other games out there. Oh, yeah, way better than Fast Eddie Victor, definitely. All right, and with that, let's see what our next game is. We're going on our IBM PC now and playing Missle Strike. I hope they aren't spelling it the wrong way. All we have is a few screenshots for Missle Strike. Let's pop it and play. This is by John McCallan, published by International PC Owners in the beginning of September 1982. Yes, there you go. It is. It's Missle Strike. John must have spelled it incorrectly, or maybe he did that on purpose. So press any key to continue. And then it's John by... Oh, it passed by so fast. What happened? I don't get it. Hold on. Wait, I want to do that again. How did that happen? Let's try it one more time. It had an opening screen. It showed the developer, and then everything was just whizzed by so fast. All right, let's try this again. Ready? Slow it down. No, I still can't. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast it was. We're running on an 8086 at 4.77 megahertz. Now, I'm running this also in DOSBox Pure. It is so cool. DOSBox Pure is awesome. And I'm underclocking this. Instead of running at 100% at exactly 4.77 megahertz, I'm running this at 20% of that. So it's even slower than that, but it still flew up on the screen. I'm bewildered. Yes. So this game is essentially, I'm actually moving, but it's not responding very well. It's so slow. This is essentially like we're playing Avalanche, but there's only one thing that comes down. I have a paddle at the bottom. Come on. I'm waiting for something to is it even working? Yeah, I'm pushing the button to move, but it's not even responding now. And I've seen it move. It will move. Okay, so let's try this again. Ready? Yeah, it's still not responding very well, but it's not even avalanche at all. It's only one thing that comes down, and you have one paddle at the bottom. You have left and right to catch it, and that's it. So it's even if this was working or responding well, it's still very bare bones. That's what it feels like. It's terrible Pong. It's like a regression from video games. So anytime I see one of these, I just have to go super low down to the broken range. And this one's not even responding for us. We did get a lucky score, but come on. Yeah, I've seen it work, but here on the live show, it decided not to. All it is catching one thing that comes down. That's it. That's Missile Strike. Maybe they misspelled it so people wouldn't pay attention. Yeah, we're going way low. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, I got to go down the broken range. Barely even workable. 0.5. Yes, punted the sun, Victor. I'm with you there. Let's keep going. What's our next game? Time to go to the arcade and play some NATO Defense. Finally, the arcade. I'm so thankful. Here we go. So NATO Defense. What do we got as far as artwork goes? Very, very nice. The advertising flyer just has classified NATO Defense. Flip it on the back. It shows us our ammunition. First sector and second sector shows us the explosion when we're hit. And it has 32 sectors to clear. Enemy gains intelligence as battle progresses, it says. What? Difficulty is adjustable as usual with dip switches in the back. Sturdy Formica cabinet. You can tell it was for the operators. I want a sturdy Formica cabinet in my arcade. This is by Pacific Novelty Manufacturing. Very nice. And there's the example of the arcade cabinet. Check out the control panel and the artwork all around the outside. We're going to see that whenever we boot the game up. Yeah, we have seen Streaker. We streaked right by it, though. This one does kind of look the same. It's a maze-style game. There's a terrible picture of the control panel, but you can see we're going to be playing on a 4-way joystick, and then we have one button to fire. So we're moving around and fire. There's the arcade marquee. Very, very flashy. Nice. This takes place during the Cold War, can you tell? And an example of the screenshot. That's all we need. So we also have the manual, or the owner's manual. Let's see if it has anything about the game itself, or how to play the game. Let's see, we got the reference chart, operating manual, diagnostics, so possibly not. It's showing us what the dip switches do in the back. I've already corrected and set the dip switches here for the show. So the NATO Defense game incorporates a number of adjustments, number of tanks. Okay, so you can change that up if you want to. The joystick will move in 4 directions. Player tank will move in that direction, which is up, down, left, and right. And then one player starts if they want to play, 2-player. But it's alternate play, so you can't play at the same time. But then I think that's it. Hardware concepts, game setup. And we've seen this in manuals. If you've seen operating manuals for arcade games, most of it's like, do you have all the pieces before you set it up? All right, so care of the monitor. No, it doesn't say. There we go. Push button, coin door, levers. No, so nothing about the game concept. It's all technical there. Well, enough of that. Let's go to the arcade and play NATO Defense by Pacific Novelty Manufacturing, the beginning of September 1982. So before we go any further, this arcade game is really cool. Let's see if they start talking to us already. That's right, Victor. Thank you. So down on the whole bottom left is where it explains about the game, and it's also the same that they had on the advertisement flyer. 32 sectors, your missions to clear sectors of landmines, and it's showing us. You control this tank, clear the area of mines to save the city, and we have ammo dumps. One Darth Vader helmet gives us 8 shots. 2 gives us 16 shots. Run over them for shots, and your tank can only carry 16 shots, so fire carefully. It is a tank variant, but you have limited ammo. Very interesting. But that's not all. Oh, there you go. It's breaking it down. Fire at the enemy tanks to destroy them. I think it destroys one at a time. Yeah, rapid hits give you the most points. There it is. Oh, yeah, and it's showing off the explosions, too. Very nice. And the destroying of mines is kind of like the dots in Pac-Man. And you can also fire at walls. Oh, you can uncover hidden ammo in the game. Nice. So it has destructible areas, too, that you can tear down. Really, really cool. All right, so we're going to zoom this in, get rid of some of the artwork on the outside so you can see the game a little bit better. There we go. All right, let's do this. Here's where the game gets interesting. Put a coin in and push start. Get ready, one.
NATO Defense headquarters to Battalion 5. Do you read me?
That's where it gets interesting.
Map coordinates Charlie Baker 5-9er. Roger. Enemy
What
tanks
we're
patrolling
hearing is
that
not
sector.
speech
Battle
synthesis.
stations. This is patrol leader.
NATO Defense has a cassette tape that plays audio. So we're hearing audio, an audio cassette tape, while the game is playing.
Mark, 500 yards. Quarters to battalion. Clear
So
out
cool.
that sector.
And if you look down the bottom left, there's my ammo. I have the full load of ammo now.
At 6 o'clock. They're running. Posted down.
All of the tanks that I'm blowing up are going to continue to respawn. The point of the mission is to destroy all the landmines, or pick up all the dots, like if you're going to play Pac-Man.
Those Ruskies are kicking our tails. Hey, Joe.
Oh, you heard it here. Whoa, look at the explosion. Whenever you blow it, it's awesome.
Oh, over here.
That's true, and we are going to see that later with Journey in the arcade.
Men, this is General Stratton. You gotta dig a little deeper, fight a little harder.
This is the first time in the arcade we've heard an audio cassette while we're playing the video game.
Nice mouth. Gotta be in the infantry.
All right, we're doing pretty good. The tanks are just going to keep on coming. So you can destroy them, but it really doesn't matter as much. Oh, and they got us. Get ready, one. It shows our path, too, what we've taken out.
Look out, too. Roger. Swing around. We got him. Fire,
I
fire.
love the audio in the background. It's awesome.
Cannon, Rusky.
All right, what did we miss? Over there in the bottom left. Got it.
Ball, you
We made it. And then they have the little beeps for London. So cool. Yeah, I know. We're exploding in a shower of United States of America.
by yours, big boy. What is this? Dial a date? We got trouble.
Nice, and you get combos if you can, or bigger points if you can destroy more ships or more tanks at once.
Now, American thug. Oh yeah? Surrender or else.
And it's still talking to us in the background. Wow! The red, white, and blue splattered all over the screen.
This is Delta Leader to headquarters.
Can I blow? Oh, I can't go in the... So it won't let me blow into those passageways until I'm inside. I see, okay. But you can destroy more walls and make up secret entrances. Go, go! Nice, get extra bonus points there. Very good.
Going the wrong way. Tank 15 to headquarters. They're taking prisoners in Section 1. Well, that's it.
All right, so it's still a really fun game. It's a tank game, or tank variant game combined with Pac-Man, having destroyed the mines. Wow, awesome. Yeah, the explosions are really cool. All the tanks and your own explosions, awesome.
What are you doing? Playing with your eyes closed?
And I think we were just taunted. Not the first time. It's rare, though, but someone just said, "What are you doing, playing with the eyes closed?"
Oh, soldier, where are you? Brother. Hello. You're disgusting. What?
This is hilarious. And the track hasn't repeated yet. I haven't heard the same thing over and over again, but it also sounds like it's responding to what I do.
Mulberry. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Well, that's a relief.
Is that FD? Is that supposed to be FDR? Yes. There's so many accents. It's so funny.
Secure Sector 2 immediately. Everyone load up with more shells.
Uh-oh, I only got 4 ammo left.
What are you trying to do? Lose the war?
Uh-oh. Oh, I got 1. I think they refill. Let's see. Refill ammo after my death?
Take evasive action.
No, you get left with 1 ammo after you die. That's harsh. Whoa! New high score by player 1. Man, that is so awesome. Move the handle up and down to change the letter. Okay, so you do like this. Very nice. And then fire, right? Or, okay, just move to the right. Cool. And then put in your high score. So much fun. So blending 2 genres together. We've seen things close to this because there's been quite a bit of tank variants already. And then whenever you're done, move to the right. Yes, made the high score today. Awesome. Yes, score chaining mechanic. That's a good point. We haven't played any other games that do this. The only thing I can think of is whenever you play it, we played some horizontal shooters that when you fire ships and you make, not like a chain, but whenever you hit a ship and then another one subsequently afterwards, you can get more points for it, but it doesn't highlight on it. This one actually showed us in the attract mode, and whenever you play, let's go in again. It's awesome. Curtis is already going 4.5 stars. Now, we already put our quarter in and continued, so there's no continue feature in this one. So the arcade game started right back on the first stage. And it looks like we've repeated the audio in the background. So cool.
Who's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
It's got Kami's talking on the screen. It's freaking hilarious. Yes. Oh, and he even says it. Yeah, and what's really cool is the audio is telling us stuff that's happening on the screen. In a way, this almost sounds like we have the radio guy in our head already in 1982, telling us, oh, you're running out of ammo. Quick, we're going to tell you how to play the game and explain everything over the radio. Oh, they got me from behind. So cool. Oh, yeah, we're going to see that one later. But here it is first. So, a unique experience. The gameplay is simple tank game combined with Pac-Man, but they add the element of the audio and then the chain scoring. So cool. Very welcome, and then the game also plays really well. I mean, I hope so. For tank, we've already seen so many tank games, it should play pretty smooth. Because of that audio cassette, I want to keep going. It's so fun. All right, here we go. Yes, got it. Moving on to the next stage. And we got a lot. 32, I believe it said in the flyer. Yeah, Hunter, I'm with you. It's one of the best arcade games because of that audio cassette.
This is battalion headquarters. You're doing a great job, men. The enemy is retreating for sector 2. I repeat.
You'll pick up some ammo there. And then the element also that you can run out of ammo is a nice touch.
Aerial spotters indicate the enemy is advancing on the western front. All quiet here. Battle stations. This is Commando Leader. VCM. Formation now advancing over the Barge Canal. We're cut off HQ.
Got one, nice. Oh, he got me. Premature shot. Interesting. And the AI does some randomness. They don't just come straight at me like in Pac-Man. That was a really fast death.
500 yards, hold it. Now, fire!
And terrible Italian accents. I feel like I've insulted several races on Earth playing this game, and I'm okay with it. This is a lot of fun. This is NATO Defense Headquarters. Knock them out. Oh, they got me. God bless America. Man, that is fun. So there you go. That's NATO Defense. I'm pleasantly surprised. When you look at the gameplay itself, it looks like, smaller characters, just another tank game, but the mix of the elements together with the limited firepower, the chaining shots for score, and the audio cassette that happens in the background telling you what's happening, it's actually really, really fun. So of all the games you can play in the arcade, I saw in the chat lots of highs up there. Victor's already going 5, yeah. So 32 maze variants or options of levels to go through. It doesn't let you continue though, so you got to be really, really good to keep going. Charlie's throwing out 4. Yeah, not a lot of enemy variety. I'm with you there, Charlie. But I still got to say, it's just a great arcade game. Lots of fun, and it's a notch above the other tank games or some of the Pac-Man variants we've seen. So I'm going to go 4.5 stars. Lots of really, really enjoyable. That's great. Yeah, I know. Without the audio, it'd be even lower, right? So cool. All right, so after the arcade, let's see where we're going now. We're back at home on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. This is Nimble Numbers Ned. Hey, there he is. Mr. Eyebrows. What is it, Wizard of Odyssey? This is another game for the voice module on your Magnavox Odyssey 2. Nimble Numbers Ned, exciting math games for grades 1 through 9. Wow. And it even includes a math wizardry book. I don't think we have the math wizardry book. Another one part of the voice series, and if you flip it over the back, there's the advertisement for everything else on the voice. The first 3 titles were Sid the Spellbinder, Type and Tell, and we're going to see Sid the Spellbinder next. We've already seen Casey Crazy Chase, and then Type and Tell, and then now we got Nimble Numbers Ned. What else do we have for Nimble Numbers Ned? We have the cartridge, yes. 0 to practice, 1 for shapes, 2 for multiplication, 3 for function machine, with the handle on the cartridge. So cool. All right, so I'm not going to play this too long. Let's pop in and play Nimble Numbers Ned by Robert S. Harris. Published by North American Philips Consumer Electronics Corp. at the beginning of September 1982. We pull up our keyboard. Let's play game number 1. He said something, but I couldn't understand exactly what it was. Let's try 0.
Watch out.
Watch out. 5. Whoa, look at the animation on the jump of that guy. Can I hold? Oh, I fell down. Didn't make it to the end. You're supposed to dodge all of them, but we missed. I think it sounded better on the Type and Tell, actually. Can we do it again? All right. Watch out. Look at his, he has really no animation. Oh, we're supposed to jump over the numbers. So it's platforming. It is educational platforming. We haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to try this again with pushing 0. Using the keyboard. Here we go. Jump over. Nice. It has a weird animation to it. It almost feels like a cinematic platformer, like I'm playing Prince of Persia on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. But that doesn't exist yet. Pretend I didn't say that. All right, let's try it again. 0. How is this? Yeah, there's the delay to his jump. He actually crouches down for a sec and then jumps over the top. Amazing. Oh yeah, I can hear some of the things he says. Got it. Watch out. All right, let's do this again. Come on, time it right. All clear. Good. And now he's laughing at me. He sounds just like Casey Munchkin. What? Am I supposed to jump over all 5? Oh, maybe that's all it is. Can I do it? Man, the speech synthesizers are everywhere. So there you go. That's a brief look at Nimble Numbers Ned. There's other games you can play, but as usual, anything early childhood. I know it says grades 1 through 9, but I'm still going to have to breeze by Nimble Numbers Ned. Yeah, the whole game. Yeah, I know. That was really difficult if we're going to play with a 6-year-old. I don't think a 6-year-old would have the patience to do the platforming like that. All right, well, regardless of that, of all the games you can play right now on a home console, the speech synthesizer, like the IntelliVoice on the Intellivision, is really big right now. So Nimble's Numbers Net, I could see this as a really fun game. But for the purpose of everything we could play so far, I'm still going to say around average, 3 stars for everything so far. Oh yeah, not very nimble, 1.5 stars from Barto, and then Kun's going 1.5. Yeah, it easily could be a lower scoring game too, but for a console game, you got to admit it's pretty cool. I have no idea. Most people would pass too, but it is a voice synthesized educational title. This is the very first educational game that includes voice synthesis of all video games. So I'm going to have to give it a little more than that. We'll go 3 stars of everything you can play on a home console, whether it's your cup of tea or not. But I'm really not the best person to be rating this game as a, in my 40s adult. instead of a younger kid. All right, so let's see what our next game is. Here we go. On the Emerson Arcadia 2001, this is Ocean Battle. Ocean Battle is another one for the Emerson Arcadia 2001. I had no idea these existed. Let's take a look at the box. This one is the box they had in France, or an actual scan of the box. We're going to play some Naval Simulation on a home console. How is that going to work? Let's flip it over on the back. Yeah, two-player game, and you have to have two players. Better get my second controller plugged into my Emerson Arcadia 2001. And that's not all. We also have the reconstructed one. So there you go. A slightly cleaned up one, but they got a terrible picture of the back of the box. And then, then they're already comparing it to not as good as Sea Battle. Yeah, no way. It is not. And here's the overlay. Oh man, you need to have the overlay. This is a title that is extremely difficult to play if you don't have the real hardware. When you rely on the overlay, and then through time, this console just fades away, like the VTech Creative Vision. This one, though, the Emerson Arcadia 2001 has games where the overlay is just as complicated as the Intellivision. And a lot of the documentation for the Arcadia isn't there. So you better have this or you're not going to be able to play. So that it breaks down how you're going to be, like even moving left and right, you need to know which keys to push. It's going to be really difficult. So there is the controller, by the way, the Intellivision-like controller. The disc at the bottom has a joystick, at least for the Emerson one, and then we have the number pad. Oof, it's risky. It's going to be tricky. Yeah, the overlay was extremely lazy. Well, that one also may have been the French version translated. There's the cartridge we're going to pop into play, some Ocean Battle. And then the manual scan, but I couldn't find that actual manual scan. What we have instead is a homebrew manual. Someone pieced together what they could from the game, how to insert the cartridge, and then use the overlay. Special key functions print on the surface. Yes, they are. And then there's their example of the overlay using ASCII. Yikes. Insert the cartridge and put the overlay on, then reset the system and push start on your console to play. So, Ocean Battle. Each player on the left and right controls a fleet of 5 ships, 2 destroyers, 2 submarines, and 1 cruiser. Sound familiar? On the map, the types of ships cannot be distinguished. Each player can identify the ship he controls by pressing the right key on the controller keyboard. Controller keyboard? Okay. The player presses submarine 1 key, and the submarine 1 identifies itself by changing color as long as the key is pressed. So you can hold down on the keypad the number and then move with the joystick around the ships. And it shows the motion of the ships are controlled with the joystick. So what you're supposed to do is send your ships into other ones and then commence a battle a la like we played on Intellivision. Sea Battle. But not nearly as good. And then you can see the different battles that come. If you have battleship versus battleship, you have submarine versus submarine, submarine versus battleship, and then the fire direction for all those. So this one is not the real scan of the manual. I wish I could find that one because it shows a little bit better of how to play with the overlay. All right, we're going to do our best, but we're going to pop in and play Ocean Battle. This is by Emerson Radio Corp at the beginning of September 1982. So here we go. The colors of the game are very garish on the Arcadia. It reminds me of something like the Emerson VC-4000. So we have 2 controllers plugged in. I'm going to push start on the console. And now we have begun. Now, it gets even trickier than that because the overlay tells you how to move the units. So I'm going to try my best to show you the... And if you do the wrong unit, then it's just going to error out. I think we can do... There we go. So I highlighted 1 unit, and I'm going to go in for the kill. And we do an attack. Go, fight, fight, fight. And it happens in real time, though. So you are able to fire off... there we go. You are able to move your ships at the same time and initiate attacks at the same time. Then whenever you go into attacks, you go into this mode, depending on what ships you have, and then attack each other. But, oh my gosh, how difficult... This is extremely difficult if you don't have all the parts to it. This makes me feel like... This makes me feel like I'm playing those original Odyssey games, Magnavox Odyssey games, that required the cards and the board. Because if you don't have all the pieces, it's a very difficult time to play. Yes, and the colors, I'm sure, are blinding everyone. And then whenever you finish the battle, which I don't think we're going to be able to finish the battle any day now. Yeah, we're firing the shots, but it's not allowing us to pull it up. Yeah, and I'm even just mashing different keys on the keyboard. There we go. So you can move on the screen to the other player and get another shot. And what's really strange, though, is the joystick isn't responding right now. Both joysticks do not work. When you play this game, you have to be holding down the correct key on the number pad and then move the joystick. So it's not as intuitive. And we played, bear in mind, though, the strategy game for consoles is really on Intellivision's world. We've seen more games like that on that system. And they've done them better than this. So it doesn't work very well here. Yes, the ship is having a seizure. So it's a really difficult game to show here on the live show. And I hope just the idea that there were other strategy games for home consoles you could play. Intellivision would be the way to go, of course, but you'd have a better time with the system itself, the controller itself, the overlay, and the physical scan or the actual manual for Ocean Battle. So this one's competing only with a few things. Sea Battle on Intellivision that we saw in October 1980, and this game, Ocean Battle, is also called Sea Battle on the MPT-03 because Arcadia 2001 is just what it's called in North America. In Japan, it's called the Bandai Arcadia, and then in other regions, it's called lots of things, very similar to the Interton VC-4000. It's an extremely obscure console. But in the Intellivision also had great strategy games like Utopia that we saw in 1981, and then the really fun one, Sub Hunt, in May 1982. And then if you want to think of the other strategy titles, Magnavox Odyssey 2 also had Conquest of the World, which had battles that take place like this. But there's way better ones you could be playing, and this one isn't executed as well. So I got to go low for everything you play on a home console. And if someone wants to give me a better way to emulate or show this on the show, let me know. But in the meantime, Ocean Battle, I got to go down. It's way down there. But for strategy games, they're having a difficult time already. Victor's throwing out 1 star of everything you can play. Strategy titles, though, this one's rough. I mean, you saw the overlay. It's already going to be cryptic enough to play. So I have to go down in the almost close to broken range. I'm going to say 1.5 stars of all the games you can play on a home console. It just doesn't translate well. If all you had was this console and Ocean Battle, you would think strategy games shouldn't be played at all on any console. That's how bad this is. Charlie Chuck's throwing out 2. Off to the landfill again. All right, let's see what our next game is. Let's go to Germany. Why not? And play on our on our VC-20, which is the Commodore VIC-20 in Germany, and play Odyssey 2000. This one only has a couple screenshots. Let's pop it and play Odyssey 2000 by T. Beck, the beginning of September 1982. We won't spend too long on here because my Sprechen Sie Deutsch is not so good. We'll do the best we can. Showing that we really are playing every video game. Any moment now. There it is. September 1982. That's really the only reason I want to show the game, is there's a game that has September 1982. And then now it's asking, hitting the key to continue, and now it's asking how many is going to play. You can play with 10 people in this game. Odyssey 2000. I am not playing with 10 people, though. We'll do 2 people, and then now it's going to say what are the names of everybody. I am Chrono, and last person in chat was Bartoman. Does it fit? It does. And then are these correct, or do you want to change anything? We're going to say no, not going to change anything. And then which planets are you going to have? We have a minimum of 2. So this one is a business management simulator, like a Planet Miners style game, where you're going to be managing resources on planets across different systems. So we have a minimum and a max of 8. We'll just do 2 planets right now. And then they give us the breakdown of our stats, how we're doing as in management. And I'm sure if someone speaks better German than me, then they can break this down too. So they show you all the planets. This is planet Mercury, planet Venus, planet Mars, planet Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. So it's taking place in our solar system, not quite as sci-fi as the other games we played. And then Neptune and Pluto. And then now you make decisions on where you're going to start drilling or start working on a certain planet. If I pick Venus, let's go. And can we do multiple? Yeah, Mars. And then Bartoman selects his. Let's have Bartoman do Pluto because it's still a planet here in 1982. And then Neptune. And then it begins with different menu-based commands and you make decisions. There we go. I'm not going to go any further, but you get the idea. That's what Odyssey 2 is. It is another science fiction management or merchant trading simulator. only on the VC-20 in Germany. Of all the games you can play right now, it's rough. I'd still say bad for all the games that you could play. I'm going to say even low, 1.5 stars. If you consider the other titles we played tons and tons of simulations involving management or managing resources across different planets, or a sci-fi style theme. Charlie's throwing out 2.5 stars. It's a tricky one because obviously you have to be in Germany, but because we played other titles for other home computers like this, and even better ones on the Commodore VIC-20, to compare it to those, I'm gonna have to go lower than usual. And Bartolman's with me with 1.5 stars. Awesome. All right, let's see what's next. Now we're on the Atari home computer. Here's Onslaught. We just have a few screenshots, so we're just gonna pop it and play Onslaught by Harvey Lynchner in the beginning of September 1982. Onslaught is the commercial release of Klystron Raiders that we saw in June 1982. Ready? Hit select and start, and we go. 2D scrolling. Do I have more firepower? Oh, I do. Nice. I'm used to firing one shot at a time. Whoa, and the flash. Every time you shoot someone, you get a flash on the screen. This one looks identical to Klystron Raiders. It feels tweaked just a little bit. In fact, I don't remember all the stars in the background, but it's fairly the same game. So whether it's Klystron Raiders or Onslaught, this one is essentially just keep shooting. If I just miss people, does anything happen? Yeah, okay, so you don't have a shield to go back up after that. And then you have some enemies shooting at you. So the enemy types have switched up. We now have a giant flashing blob at the top of the screen. Every enemy you shoot, though, makes the screen flash. Gosh. And then whenever you die, the screen flashes. So we gave Klystron Raiders a score of 3 stars of everything you'd be playing on a home computer, just average, because it works well enough, simplifies it, but it's also because the star field in the background is kind of a nice touch, making you feel like you're playing a classic arcade game. Yeah, so it's kind of fun for a shooter. It works fairly well. I didn't shoot it. But they definitely shot me, and you see how hectic it gets. It continues to scroll indefinitely. Changes up the enemy types just a little bit, but still a good time. For the Atari, it's fairly average for everything we can see so far, or have seen here on the channel. And Kun's with me, 3 stars seems right. I'm with you there. It is average of all the games you can play on a home computer. Man, we just blazed through so many games. Sadly, that's where we're going to put our video game playing on pause this evening. Tune in next episode for the sequel to Jim Pearson's Lucifer's Realm, which answers the question, what happens after you go to hell and come back? And that's it for today, and like I always say, I'm doing my part to keep these games alive.
Sophisticated, yet simple enough for your child to use. Play incredible games like Star Raiders. Master your finances.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.